Criminal records are permanent in Texas, and the only way to permanently delete them is through expungement. That's the only way to legally delete them. My name's Trey Porter. I'm a criminal defense attorney here in San Antonio, Texas, and I want to talk to you about expungement. If you have a criminal charge that was dismissed or you were acquitted through a jury trial or a bench trial, that charge doesn't go away automatically. It stays on your record and it's there forever unless or until you take proactive steps to delete it through expungement. So let's talk about Bexar County. Let's talk about San Antonio. You can expunge a charge from here, no matter how long ago it was, as long as it qualifies. Doesn't matter what court it was in, doesn't matter where it was, whether it was a small court like a municipal court in Alamo Heights or Castle Hills, or whether it was in a district court or county court right down here in downtown San Antonio. You can expunge that matter in a district court here in downtown San Antonio. And I want to talk to you about that process. The way it works is you have to first identify if you're eligible. And there are a lot of different things that kind of dictate and determine eligibility. And so this is one of the places where I really want to encourage anybody who's interested in this. Don't do it yourself. Legally, you can, right? We can all represent our interests in court, but it's important to avoid that just because it is a hyper-technical thing. And if you do it incorrectly, number one, you can mess it up so it's not off your record, but two, you can create more records that might imperil your criminal history otherwise. So don't do it yourself. But to do it here in San Antonio, you first determine eligibility, then you draft and file a petition. You coordinate with the Bexar County District Attorney's Office. They're the local entity, no matter who the prosecutors were on your case originally, if it was at a municipal court or whatever. And then also DPS, the Department of Public Safety, they're noticed about this as well, because legally in Texas, the law says that they get to have a say in all expungement matters. So all of that gets filed with a district court judge here in San Antonio at the old courthouse, right across from San Fernando. And it's typically set for an afternoon hearing in the presiding court. And this is a court that hears everything. So they'll have expungements on the docket, they'll have financial disputes, divorces, whatever. And that's the opportunity for the petitioner, so that's you or your attorneys, to talk about why you deserve that expungement and what the law says on it. The district attorney's office gets to weigh in, and they don't always come, but they have a right to come, and sometimes they do. DPS can weigh in as well. After that happens, if everything lines up, the judge will grant it. There will be a signed order of expungement, and that order tells any entity or government agency that has it to delete and destroy the records or return them so that they can be deleted and destroyed. And so the effect that has is all of these government agencies. So locally, we're talking about SAPD, Bexar County Sheriff's Department, the Bexar County District Clerk. All of these people are taking down and deleting their records. And then Texas DPS, the FBI, all of these state and national agencies are taking down and deleting their records. And so those databases that populate background checks that employers do and other entities do, they can no longer pull on that data because it's just not there. And so that means that when you do a background check, you're all of a sudden in the clear and it doesn't show up. So that's a really powerful thing. And then the other powerful thing I want to say is that the law allows you to deny it. So if you're asked on a job application or a school application or a loan application, hey, have you ever been arrested? Have you ever been prosecuted? Have you ever been indicted? Whatever, you can say no. And you're not lying to anybody. You're following the law because those records have been removed. You'll have the confidence in knowing that they're not going to pop on a background check. And so it just helps people, right? In a number of different situations in life, I encourage everybody to do it if you've got something that is eligible for it. If you have a question in San Antonio, or if you're watching this and you don't live here anymore, but you got an old charge from here and you're interested in getting it expunged, it does have to be done here locally. You can reach out to us and give us a call. We perform free eligibility checks for people. And so we'll look at the records. We'll tell you what you're eligible for. If there's a waiting period, we can talk to you about that. And then, everybody does different things. We do flat rate pricing. So we can tell you like what the timeline is and what it'll cost. And you can know all of that off of one phone call with us. And then finally, there are some records that won't qualify for expungement, but they do qualify for what's called a non-disclosure. I don't want to get into that here, but it is the next best thing. And a non-disclosure doesn't delete the record, but it seals the record. We do that as well. So if you're eligible for any type of relief, we can tell you about it.